Welcome to Between Two Barrels. This is our first episode of a show where we're going to go over topics that come up on a regular basis for us, and we're going to try to answer them in this show. I'm your host, Anthony Evans, and here with my colleague, Scott Halligan. Scott, how are the wife and kids?
I filed for the divorce 2 weeks ago.
That is too bad. Anyway,
I was just going to mention, we know a lot of the people that watch our videos are bourbon drinkers, and so we kind of wanted to cover the whiskeys that we consider to be really good. The chase can get really tiring, and so finding something that you can have as your daily tipple. We've compiled some of our favorite bottles along of a variety of different styles.
Yeah, so basically what we've got is we're looking at the $30 to $50 range, and we're looking at bourbons that are available every day. Anytime you go into a liquor store, anytime you come into Lucas, you're going to be able to find these on the shelf rather than trying to hunt for allocated items.
Cool.
Without further ado,
Let's get started.
let's get started.
And then
So first we're going to start with Yellowstone. This bottle's $39.99 retail, 93 proof. It's a Kentucky bourbon. It has an 86 rating on distiller.com. This, being a $39.99 bourbon, that range. It's a very good sipping whiskey, but it also is good for mixing as well.
Yellowstone is what I consider to be a very nutty, very musty kind of bourbon. You're going to get a lot of on the nose and palate, a lot of kind of peanut buttery qualities. You're definitely going to get a little bit of that caramelized oak sugar kind of quality to it, but I think vanilla is really the primary oak flavor, along with a touch of spice. Overall, it's really, really pleasant. I prefer this. If I'm going to mix it, I think Coke does okay, but I typically prefer this just on the rocks. I think is the best way to enjoy it.
What do you think, what allocated item would you think this most compares to?
If it were cask strength, I would say like Stack Junior. Currently, I would say this sits like a more flavorful Eagle Rare.
For about the same price.
Yeah.
Which is pretty remarkable, and this is an everyday whiskey.
Nope.
So next up we have Russell's 10-year, which is $32.99, 90 proof bourbon from the Wild Turkey Distillery out of the great state of Kentucky. Got a 92 rating on distiller.com. It's obviously a 10-year-old.
I really like Russell's. Russell's is probably, out of everything here that we'll be talking about, it's probably my favorite. I think a lot of bourbon fans are familiar with the Russell's single barrel, but I think the 10-year, I think Russell's 10 hits really close. What I love about it, it has kind of like with the Yellowstone, it has that musty kind of oak to it, but this, I say, takes it definitely a step further. It's more of kind of like that old church house quality, but it has a lot more rye to back it up and bring a bunch of coriander, white peppercorns, really, really soft on the finish though. It's an easy sipper, and this one, amazing old fashions if you want to do that, if you like a bit more of that spice.
Probably even better than a lot of the allocated bourbons that you're looking for. What would you put this one up against?
I would put this up against Buffalo Trace.
Yeah.
This is
Easily.
Probably
a step above, don't you think?
I would, yeah. If you like that strong oak presence with a good rye backbone to make the caramel and corn not feel overcloying, it's one that I would recommend.
So next up, we have Rose's Small Batch. This is $33.99 a bottle. We got 90 proof Kentucky bourbon. Again, another 92-point rating on distiller.com. And for me and Scott, it has been a while since we've had this, so
we will be trying it.
We're going to join this together. Oh my.
It has a lovely nose, but this is definitely for fans that if you like a spicy bourbon, something that has a lot of pepper and just a soft sweetness to help it go by, this definitely gets you in that ballpark. Actually,
really oaky.
Yeah, that oak spice, it is. That's what I get, is I get a pepperiness, I definitely get an oaky spice. And there's caramel here, and there's actually kind of a good mix of caramel and vanilla. It's not dominated by one or the other. This is a really nice, being their small batch is going to be a more consistent blend, and this is really beautiful. Kind of put this in the same as Buffalo Trace again, just
Buffalo
because
Trace, okay.
the intensity of the flavor maybe isn't up quite to
That's
what
right,
you'll
yeah.
experience. This is definitely more controlled.
Hey guys, Between Two Barrels went a little longer than we anticipated, so we are going to cut this into 2 parts. Thanks for watching part 1 of Between Two Barrels. Be sure to come by Lucas to try out any of the bottles that we went over today. Obviously we're cut in time for what we can go over. There's a slew of other different bourbons that we can offer you as well that are going to be just as good as any allocated product that you're looking for. So come on by the store, find one of us, find one of the Lucas crew, and we'll find you a new bourbon that you can drink on a regular basis. Thank you for watching the first part.
And make sure to check out the second part to see the next 3 bottles that we cover. Thank you, goodbye.
Thank you, bye-bye.